Well, good morning and welcome to our coverage of the Curling Masters from Champéry, this very picturesque, perfect alpine village. I'm joined this morning I'm Rona Howie and I've got Roger Gulka.
All right, pleased to be here. Indeed, we can see the nice images of Champéry, right in the middle of the Swiss Alps, very close to France, but still in Switzerland, in the French part. And we got this really nice event organized every year in the Palladium. And we're going to see a game between the team Schwaller from Switzerland and team Muirhead from Scotland. So, Rona, who are you cheering for?
Oh, I'm completely neutral.
All right.
As a commentator.
Yeah.
This
maybe.
This Group C match is quite a key one. So you can see the teams there. Glenn Muirhead's now skipping this lineup with Kyle Smith at third, Thomas Muirhead at second, and Cameron Smith at lead.
Yeah, we got Marcel Keufeler playing lead, Romano Meyer, Michael Brunner third, and Yannick Schwaller skipping. So this team is quite young. Yannick Schwaller was a world junior champion not that long ago in Flims, and they have lots of talent and lots of points, and probably they will represent Switzerland at the Europeans very soon.
Yes.
So
we can see there the group so far. Team Muirhead are in 2 wins. Team Muller, Schwaller, 1 win. Gratan on 2 losses and Schneider on 2 losses. So playing the Red Stones on our feature game, it's Team Schwaller.
Yeah, here they are. You can see young, happy.
And playing Yellow Stones, we have Team Muirhead. So, as you mentioned, Roger, that Schwaller won the World Juniors. He actually beat Kyle Smith in the final that year. So, these teams know each other. They've played a lot, and I think we'll be in for a very exciting game today.
Well, actually, both teams are roughly the same age. They're both quite young. And so I think maybe Glenn Muirhead is the most experienced player amongst all of them. And Team Schwaller, who's been competing in Switzerland with that team at least for 2 years now, is really getting better. And I think it will be interesting to see the chance they'll have at the Europeans, because they still don't really have that experience in men's. And
but on
a good experience for them.
On the World Curling Tour ranking, Team Schwaller's ranked 13, Glenn Muirhead's ranked 24 at the moment, so there's quite a difference with the ranking. But as you say, it's an up-and-coming young team who have really come on to the men's stage and set their mark.
Yep. Yeah, well, they've been practicing really a lot. They're really focused on their curling. I think they don't do very much other things, at least during the curling season. So it's really their priority, and I think they really want to be the best in Switzerland.
Because I'm sure a lot of people would be expecting to see Peter de Cruz's team at the European Championship. I know it's not officially been announced yet with who will represent Switzerland, but it's looking more likely to be Schwaller's team, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks a lot more likely because the qualification will be done on the basis of the points collected in the curling events. And so far, apparently, Schwaller is way in the lead, even in front of de Cruz, who actually played much less since their bronze medal at the Olympics. But it's true, everybody is kind of expecting de Cruz, but it probably will be Schwaller. And I think it's not such a bad thing for Switzerland, to change a bit from time to time. Give a chance to others, and others who deserve, to be honest.
And the Europeans is such an important event for ranking because it gets your world qualification place, which in turn gets you Olympic points. So, the European Championships is a big event for nations now.
Yeah, well, if you do a bad European Championship, you might not miss a World Championship for a year, as you say, and it could be very difficult then to qualified directly.
So Team Muirhead have got a hammer first end here, based on their draw shot that they play after the previous game. The skips will draw the shot, or it doesn't need to be the skip, they can nominate. And Muirhead was the closest, so he has hammer.
Yeah, and we can see usual openings. The team that doesn't have hammer tries to play in the center. And now Schwaller has a pretty good setup with the guard and a rock in front of T-line, just in front of T-line, in the 4-foot circle. And I suppose they'll probably try and guard it again, or peel, hit and roll. Not just guard, I think.
Just the guard. Yeah, you'll see a lot of teams just take off that corner guard and try and roll to the centre, just to eliminate the chance for the opposition. So second player, Romano Meyer.
Yeah, he was asking for a guard like reasonably high to make the run back as difficult as possible. Looks a little bit long. They're gonna have to change their minds for the freeze.
And that's where communication's so important, isn't it, between the sweepers and the skip?
Yeah, because if the sweepers call the weight of that rock early enough, they say it's fast, maybe they can try it quickly and change their minds, go for plan B. And luckily for the Swiss, it's not a great result, because I think the Scots could double those two rocks and roll behind the corner, which they didn't really do.
Removed one.
Yeah.
Left their counter in play, so Switzerland will have to make a play on that.
No.
So Team Muirhead has a change of line-up as well from last year. Kyle Smith skipped at the Olympic Games, whereas this year Glenn Muirhead skipping with Kyle at third. So it's a set of brothers, Thomas and Glenn Muirhead, and Cammy and Kyle Smith. So two sets of brothers, family affairs.
Yeah, I suppose they know each other very well.
Yes.
Yeah, now the Swiss have a pretty good opportunity to create a forced situation with a house split.
Yeah, it's not an easy double.
Yeah, the angle is pretty narrow. Yeah, probably a good solution would be that to hit and roll in front of the yellow. Try and create some opportunities for mistakes.
Firm barrier. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Right off. Whoa. Yep. Hey. Yep. Big roll.
Finally, they roll probably behind their corner, a little bit further out.
Okay.
See the line, if there's a guard out at the top of the screen that you just can't see there.
Yeah, it looks like it's buried because
Yeah, they're
well
not
buried.
going for the hit anyway, they're going to draw to it.
I think Schwaller was asking his player, can you see something of it? He was saying, nothing.
So you can see, you can just see the outside edge. So just going to draw around.
Yeah. So they go for the draw. There's also the option of going, let's say, for a backline hack weight. Line and speed are very, very important in those shots. It's very, very important to lie in front of that red rock. Shot. And now, with that slight over curl, a little bit slow. It's quite tough, you know, right at the start, the end to
That's ideal.
right at the start of the game to play on the sides.
Same way.
Sometimes there's a little bit of frost. We experienced yesterday a few paths on the ice where suddenly the rock starts like, curling and slowing down really quickly, and it's very difficult for the sweepers to anticipate that. And now with that little mistake from Switzerland, it might cost a lot because the Scots have a really good chance for 2, and if ever they get that hit and roll behind the corner, they could even get a chance for 3, but I'd rather roll on the side, no double.
Good sweep, boy.
And yeah, it looks like Switzerland will be stuck now.
Yep, it's amazing how just a few millimetres, a few inches in this game make the difference to Switzerland having the opportunity to lie 2 and put the pressure on Muirhead, and all of a sudden now Muirhead looking good for 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking probably one option on this red rock behind the corner guard would have been to play a backline hack weight.
Yep.
Make sure to remove it. But the ice curls a lot, and they probably didn't know it. Weren't really sure. Maybe the draw, they felt more confident with that. Anyway, it's the result that counts.
Absolutely. Tactics are always good, but you've got to play the shots.
Because aye, right. Aye, that should be enough, eh?
So it's going to be a little game of hits and stays.
Like fire and barrier.
It's very important actually for the Scottish team to keep their shooter
Well, you're the weight came
in the
fairly out of
rings
your one, eh?
on that shot. Otherwise, they would probably leave a new opportunity to the Swiss to go and draw around the corner guard and block this red shot.
Yeah.
And that would force the Scots to score 1, which is not the result they want when you have last rock.
So Glenn Muirhead, 29-year-old sheep farmer, originally from Blair Athol, now in Crieff.
On its own. On its own, on its own.
Just rolls too far.
And finally a new chance with Schwaller has to be a little careful when you go down this path. You don't want to leave an easy double in your own yellows, because that would be a catastrophe.
Zum Teil rausnehmen? Ja. Ja, aber wenn wir hier sind. Genau. So was. Ja. Kommt recht, hä? Ja.
He knows the line and weight down here. Third player just played down the same path.
And we're not really sure if that red rock stays in the rings. Could be. Looks out from here.
Looks out from here, but looks can be deceiving from the angle we're at.
Yeah.
Good. No bloods.
There's already a very high precision shot for
Well, no bloods.
Schwaller.
Hey!
There's a big curl in the ice here. Just trying to hold the line.
It's very, very difficult for sweepers because especially at the start of the game, like the rocks just start curling and losing their speed really quickly. And it kind of comes at once. And yeah, sweepers can be surprised. And if they wait just a little bit too much, it's too late.
3 and 305. Throw that line then, eh?
Well, that's a pretty good result.
Yeah, it was a great shot. Just a half check. He had options. He could have come up and half checked the red or half checked his own yellow.
Throw this line.
Just had to make sure there was no bounce.
Pretty much, not far away from this two.
So last stone, first end. Glenn Muirhead drawing for one. Sweeper seemed quite happy. Just nursing it gently. Yeah, great button draw. So, a score of 1, Scotland 1, Switzerland 0 after the first end.
I know. We should have in hindsight, but good judge. It did. It was moving big at the end. Like we should have.
So, start of the second end, Cammy Smith, lead for Scotland.
Got a lot of light.
Played lead at the Olympic Games for his brother Kyle
Maybe just tight.
in Pyeongchang. He's also a farmer in Perth.
Okay, Cammy, good.
Yeah, it's a well-placed first stone from the lead.
Yeah, it's pretty well good guard because the ice is quite swingy. Long guards are kind of useless because you can very easily go around them with some, for example, a hack weight or even just a 10.5 second takeout weight.
You can see them there using stopwatches to give them a guide of how fast the ice is. Switzerland happy just to put up their corner guard here. They want to try and generate a 2 with the hammer. Right on the Palladium sign.
Yep.
Just to remind them of the building they're in. It's a fantastic facility here, isn't it, Roger?
Yeah, it's very nice, quite modern. Organized already a few big events, well, the Champéry Masters, but also the European Championships. There are also the World Mixed Doubles here. Oh no, World Mixed, sorry.
But it's a great complex for the gymnasium and the swimming pool, and it's set in a beautiful landscape roundabout with the mountains and chalets.
Yeah, people here are lucky.
Yes, very. So Cammy just putting up the long centre guard, so good setup from the Scottish lead.
Yeah, good offensive game there, generated by both teams. It's a little tricky to get between those it's red and yellow with the curl. Looks like Schwaller was maybe looking at a little tick.
Vind van Hoef zo goed.
take shot on the red guard. Maybe have generate two additional corner guards.
Niet naar achter.
I think that they were thinking about playing some type of draw weight, T-line weight. Maybe hope to clip the first guard, push it to the side, roll to the side,
Back line.
and stay with two corner guards.
Back line.
Looks a little bit fast.
Hard. Whoa, whoa. Yep.
So as a player, Roger, how are you finding the new 5-ruck rule this season?
Well, it changes. I think it only changes really when you're down without last rock.
Control.
Because then you can't down with last rock. Because then you can't remove the other players' guards. So you get stuck with corner guards, etc. But besides that, I think generally it doesn't change the tactics that much. I think, but it generates more offense.
Yeah, definitely. And it also gives teams the opportunity to get that cover up if they are down in the game and score multiple. Whereas before we would maybe have seen a lot more blanked ends or cleaner ends.
Well, it essentially changes the role of the second, who now doesn't play as many peels as it used to. We were talking with Peter about that. He was saying he wasn't practicing his peels very much anymore because he didn't play that many since the start of the season.
Okay. Same way. Same again.
A little more.
So Thomas Muirhead with the infamous tuck delivery.
Yeah.
Hard to save it.
Oops.
Just hits and rolls out.
It's just a little roll, but on the wrong side.
Split. This is split.
Yeah, well, they could either try and draw behind the red. There'd probably be still a port to remove their rock. There's option also to maybe hit and roll on the red in the house.
It's quite high up, isn't it? So I suppose from a Swiss point of view, they want to get one right round here to put the pressure on Scotland. Because if they hit the top one, Scotland may then come right round and be in control.
Yeah, it's true. Well, actually, I think maybe if they manage to go very close around the red guard, they could maybe even manage with the swing at the end to be a little bit behind that red in the house. They were just a little bit fast and wide there. Yeah, not a great rock positioning now in the house.
Just freeze it, I think, Kyle. We can't get it out, can we?
Glenn Muirhead was the 5th player for Kyle Smith last season. They won silver medal at the European Championships in St Gallen.
Just wait, guys. Room just now. Go then.
Line's not even close.
Thomas. Right back here.
Get it back there.
Come on, Thomas. Come on. Hard, hard, hard.
Come on, Tom.
Hard, 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 hard. Come on.
Working it hard to try and get it as far back.
I think it just didn't curl enough in a way. But I think that, yeah, it looks like the Swiss not necessarily want to remove that red rock.
What?
But as you were saying earlier, with the red guard being quite long, There's
Yeah,
plenty room to come around it.
yeah. I think they're better off trying to take good position in front of that red rock.
Yeah, they want to control the top of the forefoot at the moment.
On top of that, even if they stick a little bit out on the right of that center guard between the two red ones, there would be a good chance to have a counter on the red Scottish rock. It's lying shot right now.
No blood. Whoa, whoa.
Quite important to be in front of the tee line. Looks a little bit fast and wide again. Schwaller saying it's very bad.
It does lie short, but has sprung off it, the Scottish counter.
That's frozen now. We could play that, it's all back tee. Or we could go here.
Whatever you like.
Well, yeah, there's either the option of the hit and roll or just draw right in front of those two.
Quite a long guard.
Same draw.
So we're freeze in the pocket. Where are we going?
Same place, Kyle.
See, the concern Scotland are obviously looking at, if they do freeze, everything's back tee.
That's 6 inches less.
You know, they could hit that yellow counter and roll over, but then
I thought just the same height.
Creating
it's
a
the same
pocket.
shot.
it's all back tee.
Yeah.
We can sit in that yellow. 3.
Well, if they could bump that yellow, for example, a few inches back, just roll in between both yellow and red, then this shooter would be absolutely unremovable.
Just for weight though.
It's here, guys.
The teams are just going to play those freezes until the end.
Go then, yep, Cammy.
Maybe until somebody manages to hit in the pack.
Pretty much. Was it a foot more? Was it?
Okay.
Looks like you could remove that red.
Yeah, Scotland do lie 1, but Switzerland could remove that.
Or just push it slightly.
Let's just stay under the 10. Stay. Okay.
Yeah, they've got the chance to lie 2 now.
Yeah, so they're going to come with a 10-second take at weight. 10-second meaning the time that the rock takes to go from the first hog to the second hog line.
Whoa, whoa. Tiempo. Whoa. Cello. Hi.
Just a little bit wide again.
Not the best result, just a bit on the high side with that one.
Yeah. Well, now Scotland can lie 3 shots. They would all be behind tee line though. So Schwaller with his skip rock still has this chance for 2.
We know he's slinging one round.
Yeah, and I think it's just what the players are talking about.
Yeah,
We want to try and hold it as high as we can.
because it's
He's
that
got
bit.
this coming around here too, eh?
You want to be the first person round the guard top tee.
Into here. That's the shot.
Well, the good thing for Scotland is at least if ever Schwaller came into the house, they would have opportunities to remove that rock because the center guard is quite high up.
I was giving you. They were taking edge of 8.
There is quite a lot back tee that could potentially jam on.
I don't think we're far away at that, really, are we?
What if they hit that yellow rock and just roll a little bit and bite the forefoot?
I mean, your first one was obviously bumped by theirs. It was actually probably here.
Yeah, they could, and you know, say, okay, we're lying 3.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Are you going to go for the cold draw round, or?
Yeah,
But Scotland are lying 1, so if they can come round here,
yeah,
top
but even
4
here-
buried,
yeah.
it really turns the pressure on to Switzerland.
Well, it's true that, yeah, the fact that Scotland's lying 1, placing the second shot in hidden.
Just bite.
Really
It's
Yeah.
different if the yellow was lying short.
Quite a
Yeah.
long
I think you
guard.
would see them hit that and what you're saying, you know, maybe roll to bite
Yeah.
the forefoot. But just with them lying 1, it's a great opportunity to come round
So it's
and
the same then.
be top tee and control that forefoot.
Yeah, very important to be in front of the tee line. Biting the forefoot would be really perfect for Scotland.
Just top 4, boys. Just want to bite the forefoot. Line's good. Way only. Bite the forefoot.
Bite the 4, guys.
Real good line.
Line's good.
Heads down. You got to go. Big push, Tommy.
We've got room.
Comes in for the last little. No. I think the line's pretty good. Easy. Christ. Sorry, aye.
Slight over sweeping.
Yeah, the sweepers are like, oops, sorry, went further than we thought. But that's okay.
What'd
It's
you
still
say?
top tee.
It's still okay. It's still okay.
Coming in there, I thought this is never getting the 8 foot.
It's just
15-3. Good. Alright, good sweep.
it's just that little bit fast that allows now Schwaller maybe to push that rock
At least we're there anyway.
easily behind the tee line front.
I was sure it was short. Like.
Yeah, it looks like the sweepers were a little confused.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of stones down that path this end, so it's just speeded up a fraction. Either that or they say it was their power sweeping that got it there.
Yeah, probably. They're just too strong.
Yes. But it's not a disaster there, it's better there than short. Or long, so
Yeah.
Whoa! Yep! Whoa! 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 Yep! Whoa! Whoa! Jello! 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 High! 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 Tia!
Looks
Working
pretty
this one.
fast, huh?
Yep.
Okay, tricky situation.
Nose lines too.
Nose lines 2. He's then got double. If we keep an angle, he's rolling out.
Uh-huh. If you're
It's either
rolling, you
that-
can roll all the way
It's
in
either
there.
that or we're looking at rolling in. We're probably looking at rolling in, are we?
I think it's either or, like.
I think for sure that Scotland has to hit that yellow. Need their lying second shot right
If you
now.
actually were a touch high, like
The idea
that,
really
you
to
could
be
jam that
would be
there
to
and
lie
still shoot
2 shots.
Aye,
It's risky.
but we're so. Oh, she's risky. Because that's the one we're needing.
Yeah.
they know they can't move that second shot of
Minimum
theirs
goals.
at all. But they don't want to sit and leave a double on the reds either.
Yeah, well, if like I think they were saying, they could just try and roll more or less behind the center
I
guard.
think there's been plenty of draws down here now. So this
Or
is
actually,
gonna be
even
up
if
to
they
speed.
sit on the nose,
I don't think
they
it's going to take off on us anyway.
the double might be a little tricky also. I don't know, maybe it would be okay. So, yeah, you got to try and roll on
Nose to
towards the
inside.
center.
We've got a wee inside
And this
roll,
is
it
the
takes
difficulty when you get into this situation with all the stones back tee.
Yeah,
The risk of jamming, and
firm
you've got to catch it on the right side.
yeah, rocks behind here always a problem. It's unbelievable.
Even just the back here.
So Scotland have got the chance here to lie to and force Switzerland to take their 1. But it's not a straightforward take out here.
Clean.
Oh! Thomas!
Home.
Thomas!
Gotta go.
I'm
It's a
trying to
little
get this to
wide.
curl.
Really hard. Really hard.
Oh. I think, it's such a line 1. Or
And
not.
so
Well, anyway,
Switzerland
they
lie
got a
one.
hit for 4, I think. No, don't they? Yeah. Yeah, that was the worst case scenario, I think.
Yeah, just caught it on the high side.
It could be a little tricky because sure the ice is quite swingy, but it happened often on certain takeouts. They were staying really straight. Well, the good news for Scotland is that it's pretty difficult to get to that red rock at the back there.
Mine? Ich habe das Gefühl, der geht auch mit Böglein.
Das habe ich auch das Gefühl, aber hure schwierig.
Ja. Aber da können wir es noch beschränkt.
Das 9 auf aussen.
Okay.
It's risk versus reward here,
Yeah,
though,
I
isn't
think,
it? It's
yeah,
only the second
anyway,
end of the game.
You got to go for it.
Yes.
Ja.
If you got a chance to score 4, you got to go for it. Oh, yeah, they were talking about either coming with some kind of backline hack weight from the left, but Yannick Schwaller was saying this is really difficult. And then they was talking about playing a 9-second takeout between the two red rocks on the right. Try and
Ja. Ja.
catch that
Backline so.
red rock,
Ja, wenn gleich schnell kommst du nicht mehr
which is
vorbei.
also quite difficult, I
Aber
think.
mit ein bisschen kürzer ist aber möglich.
Probieren, Backline.
Du kannst Carla wählen, das willst.
Ich weiß nicht, ob der sich erholt.
Okay.
The big problem is that they didn't really play on that right side. I don't really know how it's going to react. It's kind of a gambling situation a bit.
Schon noch Platz, weißt
The
Yeah.
thing is, if,
Wenn aber bei
even if
beiden
it just
schauen,
nicked it
Yeah.
out, they still score 3.
Yeah, so
It's
that's
definitely
also,
worth going for if they can see a piece of it.
yeah.
Ich bin mir nicht sicher, ob der Backline sich erholt. Und wenn
Yeah, I think really the question is just how do we get to it?
muss, ich meine, muss einfach nach der Guard turnen, oder? Dann ist gut. Nein, eigentlich nicht. Ein klein noch. Noch ein bisschen. Gut.
Geht nicht raus, Cello.
So, final stone, second end. Yannick Schwaller going for 4. Can he capitalise on that error from Scotland?
Ja!
Ja! Hoi! Ja! Hoi!
Oh, no.
Just rubs the top one.
Oops, and is he even gonna no? Oh no. Maybe a bit too much discussion before that shot. It was also like an unknown place.
Sorry, Jungs.
That's
Yeah.
life.
Ja, wir können
So, a score of 1. 1-1 after 2 ends.
Wir haben es vorher noch nicht im Griff, dass wir vor der T-Line bleiben.
Ja.
Ich habe jetzt bei seinem letzten habe ich 15 Minuten gestoppt, durchgerüstet und er ist gut vor der 40.
It was bad, and it was just, it was... Oh, I'm aware of that. Jesus. Now it's, right, the bets were...
All right, so the Swiss team needing to refocus after that missed opportunity.
Yep. So it was actually Team Muirhead who were lying.
Oh yeah, right. Okay,
It wasn't Switzerland who were lying.
so it's even worse, worse than expected. Okay, well,
So it's 2-0 to Team Muirhead after 2 ends.
Back line!
that's a really big steal there.
Back line, guys.
It was a big turnaround on the scoreboard of losing a 4 or stealing a 1.
Mhm.
But it was absolutely worth the risk for Switzerland to go for that at that stage in the game.
Yeah, because anyway, they still have last rock. They can score there too.
Slide goosey, just...
Problem, well, right now is that they got the last rock in the uneven ends. Yeah, they could
Yep.
opt for a 0. in this end, for example, the Swiss, and try and take their two in the fourth.
But do you not think in an A10 game as well, when
But I
it's a
think-
quicker game, you want to try and score earlier?
Well, I think
Then
that
wait.
if they, like the main objective would probably be to score 2.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work out,
Yeah, then
Yeah.
you can blank it.
Main of Noord.
Yep, we just need to persevere with the corner guards, and we've seen errors from both teams, so it's just capitalising on the error at the right time.
yeah.
So you were in Pool A here, Roger. How is your team? You're finished. You've finished your section games now.
Yeah, well, we have 2 victories and 2 losses. Yeah, it's too bad we just lost the last game. It was very close. But and now we don't know if we're going to be qualified or not, because we're waiting for the results of all the groups. Because yeah, they'll make a general pool with all the teams and rank them and take the top 8. So I think it will depend on our last stone draw. So we're waiting.
And has your last one draw been good?
I think it's not too bad, actually. I think it's not too bad.
I know it's quite a weird setup with taking. You could have 3 teams coming out of one pool and 1 team coming out another pool,
Yeah,
just by grouping them all, rather than just taking the top 2 from each group.
yeah, that's it, exactly it, yeah. Well, it really makes your qualification uncertain in a way.
Yes. So coming into this game, Team Muirhead hasn't. They're on 2 wins out of 2. Team Schwaller's on 1 loss at the moment, so
Yeah.
Schwaller really need to win this game.
Well, yeah, I think if Schwaller loses this game, yeah, they'll have, they can only win maximum 2 games in total.
Yeah, they're on 1 win and 1 loss at the moment.
Yeah, so if they lose, they can maximum have 2 wins.
Yes.
And so they would be tied with us, and then they could be in front of us depending on their last stone draw. So
So just ignoring the Scottish counters and trying to get behind this corner guard. Pretty good shot there.
yeah,
Chisel the
You
guards
catch the
in the
guard,
back either.
okay?
so that's when it changes with the 5 rock rule. You can't just peel out that corner guard.
Because you could say, okay, we'll go for the guard, go for the shot, and if we don't, we'll take the guard. But you can't remove the guard from play. So you could nick it, but
Yeah.
you can't remove it. So this is where you play a more controlled down weight.
Well, I made that mistake during the tournament. I completely forgot at some point about the 5 rock rule, and we tried for some kind of hack weight. And I thought, okay, well, it's going to hit the guard, don't worry, stop sweeping, and then
You
it's like, oh
remove
no.
the guard from play.
Yeah.
Oops, can't do
It's
that.
like, oh no.
Just like this. So there we see
And there we
Thomas
see,
has taken that guard out of play, so it will need to be replaced.
Yeah.
He could have nicked it to the side and not remove it from play, but unfortunately overcurled and moved it. So you can see here they were trying to hold it just to nick it.
yeah, a really bad line on that one.
So it now gives Switzerland the opportunity to get round that guard again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're quite happy to make a play on there.
Yeah,
Because
that's
they could have
also-
got 2 behind the corner.
Yeah,
Der hat vor immer noch etwas gemacht für mich.
but
als
it's
der
not
da
such a bad idea because they can drag the game to the open side. They can hit and roll in front of that red, maybe give a chance for a mistake, let's say hit and roll out, then they can go behind the corner guard afterwards.
Mühen, Achtung!
Yeah, they're just 2 down. Just looking to get a 2 back here.
Oops. There's another mistake.
We've seen quite a few down that line hitting and rolling out.
Yeah,
It's not,
on the white side, huh?
yeah, not curling as much as they're
Ja, ihr dachte halb 9 gesagt. Ja, ja, das ist
are thinking.
It looked a little fast also to me.
Hey, I didn't give you enough. I had you here.
So you,
This time if we chip the guard though, it's still not a disaster.
yeah,
Same
so
way,
you
it's
hear
perfect. I
Glenn
got you
just giving a bit more
97.
ice this time to Thomas. The last one curled more than they had anticipated.
Yeah, there's usually a really big swing inside out. Yeah.
More weight, hack weight.
Plan B is always to clip the guard and with the hack weight and roll in the house.
Whoa.
Oh,
Huge.
just nicked it.
Huge
Very
swing.
good result.
Okay, Thomas, good weight.
It's a nice weight, and they managed to, get something from that stone, which was good. Did remove the guard, opened up the yellow in the house, and also bring another counter in.
Yep.
When you need to go it. Vad med det?
Slå in och ja. Bara vi kör strikt där.
Ja.
So Yannick Schwaller's hugely experienced in the junior circuit. Skipped 3 years in a row at World Junior Championships.
Nu!
Yeah, he's building up his experience in the men's. Been pretty successful.
Michi. Mush. Whoa. Good.
Yeah, his first ever World Curling Tour event win this year. The Stu Sells Oakville Tankard, which he won.
Probably not, eh?
So this is where it's important with these
Just
nose
Anna.
hits. Keep your shooter in play and not roll out the
firm
house.
barrier, I think, at this.
So let's see if they're wide again on that line.
What is it?
No, surely they've learnt their lesson.
Control or barrier?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, see there.
Barrier then!
Yeah, just down the weight a wee bit just to control it.
Yeah, I agree with that call.
I'm wide. Well wide. Whoa, Tommy.
Oh, it's wide again.
Real hard.
Right off the start.
Whoa.
Yep. Finally, is it good?
Hard tone roll.
That's okay.
Yeah,
There we go.
just the more controlled weight is nice.
Yeah, it makes all the difference.
Good.
If you play just a little bit slower on those hits, you really get more chance to have a good swing at the end.
Does leave the chance now for Switzerland to take a double and lie two.
What's the matter?
Some
Oh yeah,
debris on the ice. The
there's
hack end.
actually there are flies on the ice.
Flies.
Flies, yeah, tons of flies.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
think-
not so good.
because of the cold, they probably lose their energy and they end up on the ice. They're everywhere on the ice. Yes, you have to kind of
Oh, sweep
clean them up.
away.
Yeah.
Dear, we need to get fly catchers. That wouldn't be good under the stone. It would certainly change direction.
Oh yeah.
Trying to hold this to get the double. Ah, just jams it.
Yeah, which is still okay.
We knows that winger now. Because we move that, it's helping them. Is that not helping them?
Where else do we go though?
Hit the winger.
Well, in a way, I
Hit
think that
it leaves them a double, but I guess we have a double back.
What double have they got?
the Scottish team being two ahead. If I were them, I'd go for the easy shot to hit.
I don't think we
'Cause
know
hitting
that.
that yellow is
Same way.
a little tricky, right? You
Okay.
got to hit on the inside. You got to roll.
Pressure
Stop
here.
that. It's that
This
side where
side,
people are always
stay
wide.
close, Tommy.
Right.
Absolutely. Play the easier shot.
And even there, you probably would leave them a pretty flat double.
Both of you, both
So
of
a
you.
reasonably hard shot
Hard,
to
you
play.
gotta go for a piece.
Oops.
Hard coming.
Gotta go.
Hard.
This one is really curling.
Hard.
Finally. I don't know what to think is.
Yeah, they could actually have left that and got a bigger roll, so
Yeah.
it was less for Switzerland to use.
Dann kannst du den machen.
Ja.
Das ist einfach so ein einfacher Doppel. Das da ist nichts. So.
Entweder der, aber der Doppel mit so raus geht, finde ich nicht gut.
Das finde ich blöd.
Ja.
Je nachdem schlagen wir den mal.
Ja.
Entweder der oder der Draw.
Was?
Yeah, indeed. So Schwaller was telling, I don't think it's a good idea to hit the red that we see on the left and try and play the double, because if ever we clip our own yellow, we're screwed. That's basically what he was saying. And then you got to play, if you want to try maybe some kind of double, you got to play on the lower one. The one on the right, try and bounce it on the red line shot, push it around.
Wenn nou hat gemeint, der Just so, oder sonst blankt im dritten.
So would you ever, it's still third player stones, would you call the freeze?
Oder was meinst?
Yeah, and he said the second option is the freeze.
Ja.
Well, you got to make sure that one comes if you play that.
Halbe Preise.
Halbe. Dick halbe.
Findest du es gut?
Ist gut,
If you
ja?
play the
Nee, ist
hit,
gut, muss
you
einfach
at least got to make sure you keep your shooter. I think.
Da ist schon noch etwas gemacht, sie intern vorher.
Ja.
Ich glaube etwa das.
Finde ich gut. Doppel.
Because if they played the perfect freeze here, it would be very difficult for Scotland to remove it.
Yeah, I agree.
But then they're also looking at, they want to score 2.
Der hat ein bisschen etwas gemacht vorher.
Yeah, I think the risk if you play the freeze is that the Scots either
Just freeze on
freeze
top.
again on top and then
Say, okay, how are you going to get 2 out of that?
yeah.
Wow. Nein.
Wow.
Achtung, jetzt. Ja.
Play with lots of weight.
Ja! Good.
Oh, great shot.
Great shot. And that's where Scotland could have actually left their
Yeah.
red to roll further to be in a line. But the double's there now for Scotland.
Just go normal, I think.
And that's what they'd said. If they do leave the double, then they should be left with a double.
Yeah. So there they are now with their double.
Not gonna go crazy.
I think you got to hit the nose, huh?
And we're back to this piece of ice with the straighter run, so
Play, make this double. Just make this double. Normal.
so Glenn Muirhead facing 2 Swiss stones,
All the way.
looking for the double.
Big shot. Looks not too bad. Oh no, it's inside.
Ja.
So an opportunity now for Switzerland to
Nein.
get their
Da
2.
ist ja gegen noch.
Yeah, great opportunity now.
Sicher so, ja.
That was a really important shot before from Glenn Muirhead. One of those key
Aber
shots.
der macht immer noch Fehler.
Aber immer noch, ja.
Yep, you get those key shots in a game that just make the difference to the scoreboard and
Yeah, you
swing
can-
back and forward for both teams throughout the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, because you can theoretically you can miss more rocks than your opponent, but still win if you just make the right shots.
Und das ist immer noch fein, oder? Also was heisst fein? Ja, ist immer noch so, oder ist fein, ja? Gut. Weil die dort drin können, sind ja feiner gewesen. Also.
So Yannick Schwaller, 23-year-old architect.
Cello dran bleiben.
Linie ist gut.
Ein Linienplatz.
Just looking to draw, so I2.
Rüber.
Romano!
So important to be shot there.
Sich noch ein bisschen finishen. Ist noch
Linie ist
nicht
nicht
so gut.
gut.
Sich noch ein bisschen finishen. hä? Jetzt. Jetzt. Hey, noch ein bisschen, noch ein bisschen, noch ein bisschen, noch ein bisschen.
I think he got a little less swing than what he wanted, but it ends up in a pretty good spot. Really tough double. Scots are not even looking at the
How
double
fair is that?
possibility.
Play that one too, Glenn.
You could put hit and roll on top.
It's maybe worth a go at the slash.
Now he's talking
Because if
about
you
it.
just- I mean, the chances of hitting and rolling, I don't honestly mind the slash, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
'Cause I think it's a good chance of getting rid of both.
just slightly
Otherwise,
thinner.
we're hoping for a miss, whereas I'd rather just, if we've got a chance at making it,
You probably need to hit, just slightly less than half's going to be very
I would
close.
say so.
Might be slightly fresher here.
Maybe try a fraction more, Kyle. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, Glenn happy to go for the double.
Have a go
Yeah.
because
If you can remove the two, then why not?
Yeah. Well, it's true that his logic was like, yeah, if you play that shot, it's not necessarily more difficult than a precise hit and roll. And then you would only be, with that difficult shot, you would only be hoping for a miss.
Yep.
Rather
Whereas
than
here, if you can eliminate two stones, you can only lose a one.
another big shot.
Yep. Hey.
They're on it early.
Well,
Okay. Oh, that was really close.
Certainly was.
Yeah. Glenn Muirhead hasn't been really precise on his hits since the start of this game.
alright.
Don't know if he's maybe not really confident. Maybe the ice is playing him a few tricks. And now, yeah, so Schwaller's just gonna play the exact same draw he just played on the same
I
line.
like that shot actually.
So final stone, third end, draw for two. Just bite the paint. The red's just partly in the rings. So if he gets a stone in the paint, he scores two. The red's further in than I thought, sorry. But yeah, perfectly done.
Yeah.
So score of two for Switzerland. Ties the game after three ends, 2-all.
We weren't far away there, to be honest. Aye, for sure. The enter.
Servit. Das ist Servit sogar. Also Linie ist
So fourth end, 2-all.
schon ein bisschen greifen.
Team Muirhead now with last stone.
Ist nur lang, weißt du.
We'll see a reverse of the setup. Switzerland will be putting up the centre guards.
Yeah, the Swiss team having their last rock for the first time in this game. Not having last rock. So, start with center guard.
I think you can back it up with that ice there. Right. Should be good.
And we'll see classic setup, center guard, corner guard.
I got good.
Yeah, and the ice has been really good to get round the guards. As you say, there's plenty swing to get behind cover.
Yeah, I think it's really, for me, the most important with the curling ice. You got to have some swing.
2.5.
Even if it's a little slow, it's not as pleasant, but at least, you can play curling.
Absolutely, and that's the key, isn't it? You want to be able to get behind cover, you want to set up ends. And they've brought the ice maker over from Scotland for this weekend, John Heron, who's done a great job.
Yeah.
To get good ice.
Yeah, because it's always a little difficult to get really the good ice on those hockey rinks.
With the bigger ceilings and the arena set up, then it's and the warm temperatures outside, it's a big challenge for them to get humidity right.
Yep.
And to be really honest, I thought the ice was really good for this tournament.
Good, I'm sure he'll be delighted to hear that as a player. You're saying that?
No, I think it was for all the Champéry tournaments so far, it has been the best. Yeah, because it was regular. For the speed was roughly the same during the whole game, and there was a little bit of changes in the swings a little bit, but not much. But the ice was I think was easy to read. Reasonably easy.
Don't want to.
Yeah, because speaking to John earlier in the competition, he said it
At least.
was challenging with the very warm temperatures outside.
Yeah.
Still, we don't want to for weight.
Starting to
It
move
needs to
now.
sit.
It's moving now.
Yeah, and it's always a challenge because if you want to try and keep the same ice quality even during the day, during one day, right in the morning, the temperatures are lower.
Especially with back-to-back games every day, it's very
Yeah.
hard for ice maintenance to
What did you get?
take place.
Yeah.
So both teams here have drawn round their guards.
Yep.
Switzerland want to control this 4-foot area.
Okay. En och knott. Ti!
Gleiche Linie wie Cello. Gleiche Linie wie Cello, ha?
Okay.
Ist noch weiter außen sogar.
Drauf.
Ja, ich weiß nicht, was ich soll
God
machen.
freeze.
Freeze wäre perfekt. Nein, darf
Ja, ja. It's
Looking a bit heavy here.
Zieh mal ein bisschen. Katastrophe.
Not exactly where they wanted that one. They could really afford it to be air on the right side and be short there and block it.
Yeah. the players were saying it was a
Well,
catastrophe.
it's a double,
Oh,
Thomas.
catastrophe. Okay. I didn't maybe use such a strong word. But it wasn't the best result.
Yeah, we got to stay politically correct.
But no, I think what we were saying about the ice conditions, it's so important nowadays when you've got teams travelling all around the
Nice
world to
way.
these events
Yep.
that they do get good ice, because that's what they're here to do, is curl and play on good conditions.
Lean on it.
Yes, and also let's say the way of playing curling for those teams is really based on the fact that they have good
Good
ice.
enough.
Okay, good throw.
I mean, it's two different sports. Like if you play open air or curling on good ice, it's different.
Open air
Yeah.
curling is potluck.
Yeah.
So good. Didn't remove both zones from play, but Thomas Muirhead has moved it back enough to lie 2.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Right.
Switzerland looking to
Cello.
hit this and roll behind the centre.
Yep.
Just didn't get enough of a roll.
Yeah.
Scotland will be able to see all of that stone.
Hack.
Oh, just maybe all.
I think he probably sees 3/4 of the rock. Maybe from the hack he sees half. It's enough to go and pick it out.
A normal hack's going to be good.
Yeah, I can play a hack weight and just come and hit it on the nose.
Nice weight, a little light. Good weight.
Weight only.
Good weight.
Kyle.
Really good weight.
Gonna come in off. Yeah,
Nice,
perfect.
boy.
Nice weight. Scotland lie too.
Stop. Good. Na, aber etwa 9,5 Cent.
So Swiss curling's in a good place just now in the men's side when you see the number of teams here this weekend.
Yeah, there are quite a lot of Swiss teams. A few competitive ones.
Don't. Right. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard. Whoa. Whoa. Roll. Roll. Yep. 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 Yep.
Oh, great hit and roll.
There we go.
No bother, he says.
Regelmäßige Throw, dass sie nicht so anwischen und lang warten. Und
You can see they're completely hidden.
Yeah, that's really good. I find it so hard to make those hits and rolls. It's probably one of the hardest shots, open shots in curling.
Yeah. To get it
Whatever you like.
absolutely perfect to be completely buried.
Yeah.
Because as you say, in this ice with the longer guards, you can get round them. So if you show them a fraction of the stone, you can get round.
Yeah, very easily. And I think that here, if you want to get rid of that yellow, well, you could maybe pick it up, but it's very difficult. You got to skin by the guard. You can go either for the run back, or as he was trying before the freeze thing, he chose the run back.
I suppose as well, Scotland are thinking they've got last stone here. Even if this run back isn't successful, they're clearing the front and opening it up.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, but
Oh, how unlucky.
I wonder if they wanted to pick it on the other
The
way
other
around.
side.
Yeah.
Because theirs was perfectly behind the corner guard.
Well,
Very
the-
unlucky.
The good news for Scotland is that those rocks are behind the tee line, can help them if ever they want to draw behind the corner. But the Swiss know that, so they're going to try and drag the game to the center.
Yeah, they've got the chance to come around the centre guard again and be top four.
Yeah, and it's a really good center guard because it's quite close. You can get nice and buried behind it. Scots probably would have to go for the run back again.
The only thing this time would be it is a Scottish stone that they would be bringing into the rings if they went for the raise.
That's true. That's behind
Going
the tee
back
line
tee as
again.
well.
Yeah, they love placing rocks behind the tee line in this game.
Just want to make it more interesting.
Yeah, that's right.
So Scotland could come in and freeze on top of that.
Run that.
Actually, Scotland can choose in a way. Because if they decide to freeze on the corner one, they would probably force the Swiss to play on the side, and then they could maybe attack the one in the center.
Yeah. They're going to go for the raise on the red guard. Thought because that one was back tee, it might tempt them to go for the draw.
Whoa. Yep.
Oh well, that's plan B.
Yep, and it opens the centre. So
Ich würde fast lieber den Part als da bleiben.
Doppel machen und nachher noch wieder hinten dran rollen. speelt toch niet, dat speelt toch niet te kroeg.
Mensen uit.
Open things up now for Scotland. They've got a lot of stone. They want to try and generate two.
The call is clearing, Abba.
Well, that's a pretty good result in the end.
Yeah, I think by raising that red, he had options of the yellows that he could come off and still open up the front.
At least now he's got a clear path to the center. There's a mistake opportunity also for Switzerland, a chance for them to jam.
Yep.
So Yannick Schwaller trying to split the Scottish stone. Just jams it in the back.
Whoops.
Still counting. So Switzerland lie two.
Well, the double isn't that difficult, I think. But if they play the double, they will leave a double for Switzerland, that's for sure. But yeah, it's really now or never, as he's saying.
Just gonna have to throw normal at this. I think we just have to make our mind, just go for the double.
Half.
Yeah. Just
Yep.
make the double and then.
She's saying he might not get another chance to move the other yellow. So go for it now. Lie two.
I have to. Yeah, come on. Well, it'll be far normal.
So Glenn Muirhead's first stone. His fourth end.
Yep. Alright, you gotta go.
The sweeper's on it early.
Whoa!
Must be close.
Or they change their
They
mind.
changed
maybe
their mind, yep.
Hits and roll in front of the yellow. Yeah. That was a plan B.
So what's the thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Glenn's still struggling with his takeouts during this game.
Als er nu niet naast is called. Yep. Good.
Yep, so important here for Switzerland just to catch this on the nose and make the double very difficult or impossible.
Yeah. One possibility would be to roll a little bit to the left behind the center, the corner guard.
Yep.
I think, yeah, indeed, the nose hit wouldn't leave a really good angle for a double.
Yeah, great shot.
Yeah, that's really well played. Doubles would be really tricky there. It's playable though. You gotta hit that really thin.
And also, Scotland wouldn't be able to nose that top red.
You probably have to roll further playing this
They wouldn't
one.
be shot. They'd have to roll into the 4 foot.
Yeah, probably just slight roll, huh?
My thought.
So
Either or is like.
Is this then?
nosing the back one, you'd maybe still need a slightly inside roll too.
What way do you like to play this?
And that's why Switzerland nosing it just put them in exactly the perfect positions.
Whatever way you like, it doesn't matter to me. Like.
Well, can I hit it on the high side if we're on the nose? Yeah?
What's this barrier?
Aye, barrier, right.
Okay.
Like that. Maybe even a fraction less.
Less.
Yeah. We need to roll on this. We need to roll on the back one as well. So it's just barrier.
Yep. So don't need to roll far on the inside, just enough to outcount that yellow in the back of the forefoot. So last stone, fourth end. Glen Muirhead facing 2 Swiss counters. Looking for a
Ready, Cammy.
hit and roll inside.
Tom! Jan! Hi, Tom!
Well, it looks like it's curling a
Hi,
lot.
Tom!
Oh, just made it.
Yep, perfect.
There we go.
A score of 1 for Scotland. Scotland lead 3-2 after 4 ends.
Once you started moving, it fairly went. Like.
I got 11, so just a hair light. What's the line like?
It's pretty good now, actually. It's curling. Started to move. We can sit here, we're good. 2.5. Go to us, no, just let it sit.
So fifth end gets underway. Scotland 1 up on Switzerland after 4 ends. So Switzerland have last stone here. They'll put up their corner guards, try and generate a 2.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity for Switzerland to take the lead in this end. It seems indeed the Scottish team was a little bit shaky there. And there are opportunities. Not meaning Scotland didn't have opportunities too. And Switzerland managing to get the force in the fourth. Yeah, either they can blank the end or take 2. I think that's going to be their main objective. Go for 2. If it doesn't work out, try and blank.
Line's real nice.
Yeah, they'd be happy to blank and score 6 and 8. And
yeah, scoring the 6th end I find is always a huge advantage. Even if you just score 1.
Okay, good throw.
Nice. Better to be light than heavy.
good setup from Cammy Smith there.
Yeah. Well, both teams generating some offense.
And we've seen this a couple of times in the game so far. You know, the leads have the perfect setup with the either corner guard, centre guard, and then one behind. But it's that next stone, it's the 5th stone of the end. It's the key stone as to how the end then turns out.
Yep.
Working this one hard to try and bury it behind the cover.
You can see that the rock had a really big swing towards the end.
Yep, you can see there it's completely buried.
Somewhere in 05, 10's going to be good.
Yeah, it's perfectly buried.
And does lie short. So Thomas Muirhead being asked to draw right round the centre. And the red top 12 and get to the 4 foot.
Line only. Yep. Line only.
I think it needs it for line, boys, yep. Hard coming.
Really good weight.
Hard coming.
Really good weight. A little heavy now.
Gets past everything. It's slightly deep though, but does lie short in the 4 foot.
If you didn't have to go for a line, you were
Once again, it's behind the tee line.
We gaan het zo zo maken. Oder wir gehen einfach auf der.
But Yannick Schwaller knows that that's a danger stone out there for him.
Wir hebben de shooter einfacher, oder? Und wir können auch eine Karte
probably.
machen.
Indeed, right now, those two guards are the most dangerous rocks in play for Switzerland.
Die Seite macht die Magemeine weniger.
So Schwaller not only just trying to remove those rocks, but trying to get a little extra. Get a little hit and roll behind the guard. Of course, it's a little tougher.
Yep. Hey. Whoa. Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. Miche, hard.
So Ramona Meyer just trying to catch the red and roll. Another one behind his corner.
Okay. Sorry to call it. Het langs oosten is op een steek. Als het niet zo tragisch.
So what was he saying there, Roger?
Nice.
I think he was talking a little bit about the line. They said it was it's not a tragedy.
What does it look like? Barrier. Okay.
Well, it's not, because in theory they opened up the front a bit, which was
Yeah.
main objective, and put another counter in the house.
Yeah, the result is not so bad. It's just too bad that he didn't really manage to. He bumped his own rock and stayed a little open,
Get ready, Connor. Well, light.
Go then.
which was a little unfortunate.
Hard coming.
So Thomas Muirhead just coming at a quiet weight to try and tap this yellow back. Need to get past the top guard.
Keep going, keep going.
Oh, just
Roll.
rolls off the top of it.
Yeah, and
Wanted to
Switzerland
sit half checking the yellow.
like second shot. Well, I suppose at least the good news with that rock is that if ever Switzerland, let's say, hits and rolls out, you can always probably easily go for and hit your red and remove that yellow.
Het probleem, dat gaat niet.
Man, is nog voor man, oder?
Vind ik goed, ja.
Ik kan niet de eerste getroud door in Rad spelen nachher.
Ja, und selbst wenn, wir haben noch Zeit.
Ja?
Wir haben gut Hand.
Goed.
Ja.
Piece 4.
I think at this stage
Hier
is
gaan freeze dan.
Switzerland's best call to go for the one on the centre line and move it now, or go for the draw around the corner.
Well, I think if their idea is really to try and drag the game to the side, that rock is open, it's behind the tee line.
But if they ignore it now and Scotland bring another one round top 4,
Yeah,
then they could be in trouble chasing the end.
that's true. It's a bit of risk. But then Scotland would also might be taking a risk. Well, it depends. If it's true that maybe if the Swiss rock is perfectly buried in the end, there's not much risk in coming behind the center. Not more than trying to play on those on the side. This is a complete miss.
That's come up way short.
It's a huge miss.
So
Yeah, and
we'll see Scotland come round here top 4.
A second shot.
yeah. So I think there are two options really. Is either you go for some kind of draw, or you try and hit that. Right. I wouldn't go behind the corner.
Either that or we're coming into here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the call to the centre. You know, Scotland want to get the play to the centre and block it
We
up.
could do, but he's probably still going to come here. But
I like the call round top 4, buried.
if we hit this thin, it's leaving them this still, but then I guess we still have these options.
I think there, yeah, there's 2 options maybe, either removing and leaving.
What do I want to hit?
There's only like 6 inches of gap, so as thin as you like.
So there you go. Hit it as thin as you like.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of gap between the red and yellow stone. So Kyle Smith just being asked to raise his red onto the yellow.
Yep.
And he could get a roll over with this shooter.
Hard, Thomas.
Rolls
Okay.
out the way. So Scotland lie 3.
Yeah, now it'll be interesting. Okay, so Switzerland will try to go behind the corner again. And I think then after that maybe
Piece of fear, okay.
Good.
go in the center for Scotland. They have to go in to the center at some point, I think, in this end, because they got that really good center guard. And if Switzerland manages to bury one nicely, it will be impossible to remove.
Alles uit.
So Michael Brunner looking to come round this corner guard.
Naar plots.
Lies second shot.
Tiaan! Hard! Hebben! Tiaan!
That's taking the curl. Looks also a little slow.
So that's 2 coming down that track for Switzerland, one
Yeah.
after the other.
Probably they got caught in some bad line there.
15 in.
So that's the thing that happened from time to time, is that you would play, the rock looks like good, and then it would just start,
If we show
like,
him a little piece,
at some
whatever
point it
time
would
we
just
play
start
on this
curling
side, he's
and
got the roll
slowing
right
down, but
corner.
really, really fast, and you can, the sweepers could be surprised. And that could happen, probably that's what happened to them on that line twice there in a row. Now it's a really, really good opportunity for Scotland.
Well, it is now they can come round. But you heard them saying, Scottish boys there were saying, do you think it is getting slower? They've just seen 2 of Switzerland's come up short. And this is where the stopwatches are important, to give them a guide
Yeah.
if the ice is changing at all. But this is a key shot here to come in top tee and really put the pressure on Switzerland.
Stay close.
Big line.
That looks a little fast.
Saying it's big line,
How
there's
much?
plenty room.
What are we doing then?
Let's stay on the nose of that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Hard.
I don't think it was the ice really slowed down. I think probably more what happens is Switzerland got caught in some iffy spot where the rocks just break.
Yeah, that's a missed opportunity, because coming back tee there now, it's given Switzerland the chance to come in.
It's not a complete miss, but it's kind of a miss after a miss, and it's really too bad for Scotland there. They could have managed to place that rock in front of the tee line, which so far they had trouble during this game. Also, I think both teams actually had trouble placing their rocks in front of the tee line. Something's happening. All good.
Just making sure they're cleaning the path.
Yeah.
Die is goed.
So sweepers standing back, they're quite happy that there's...
Rem it. Moes.
Oh, he's on the outside yellow.
Did it lose its curl a bit or something?
Something's happened on
Yes,
that
it's
side of the
weird, yeah.
ice. It's changing.
There's another missed shot. So
Scotland still live 4.
yeah,
So a real chance now.
the center's even more blocked than it used to be now. At least Switzerland could use that yellow rock to push it, but I don't think it's such an easy shot. Might be even half buried.
And the line wants to be really quite, you know, get a full
Scotland
worry
can
behind
just
you.
completely block the path to the center.
If not, leave it higher. How'd you mid-8?
Yeah, so a great chance now for
We can take it here.
Scotland to come round here, top tee.
Just go here, Thomas. Top 8.
As you heard them say, they want
Front
to be
ring's not a
shorter
disaster,
rather
is it?
than
Yeah,
too far in here.
yeah. It's not so bad if you stay even in.
Rather be there than
I mean,
top 8.
just a short guard.
But I think they want to be a bit further
Yeah.
in so that if
Right, so
that yellow does get tapped up by
Yeah.
Switzerland, Scotland's close
it's
enough to be
similar to-
used or block that
not really
path.
Yeah.
changed much then, is it?
I think the ideal shot would probably be to be roughly on the center line, top 8, maybe biting the 4-foot.
Yeah. That would be a great result. It's just getting that line right to bury. So Glenn Muirhead's first stone of the 5th
Max
end.
line, max line.
Go then. Room, guys, switch.
Cammy's in.
Switch.
Full 8 foot, boys. Where is she?
Come on
Still
then.
got room. Just here, guys. Keep looking. Hard in now. Hard. Line's good,
Trying to
boys.
pull the line hard here.
A little bit more.
Get it a bit more
That's good
buried.
there, that's good there.
That's a
Good,
great
really
shot
good
there.
touch.
That's a really good
Perfectly
shot,
placed.
Good sweep.
Yeah, it's really well placed.
Better,
Now
nice,
that
well
puts a lot of pressure, I think, on Switzerland.
second, see this Let's go that way.
'Cause they got to try and come around that, and that's not going to be very easy with those corner guards kind of blocking the path. And with the big swing at the end, you know, I think you got to go really close to that yellow guard, and then really close to the red with perfect weight.
Ja, das geht. Go do it so. Aber der ist ganz so schwierig. Ich meine, wenn ich dünn habe, dann bringt es auch gar nichts. Dann spielt er nochmal hierher und ich spiele gegen 3-4 Fuß.
Yeah, I think he was saying it was
Weil dann muss ich den mitnehmen
pointless
und
to remove
sicher
the-
Second ziehen, sonst macht es gar keinen Druck, oder?
the red rock lunges through, because he would roll to the side, and then Glenn would just have to replay that rock, and then he would have to play against 3 or 4.
Nicht so eine Rolle. Also weißt du, ob sie hier oder hier ist.
So he was saying now is the time to try and take the shot. And I think I kind of agree, because it probably will be a practice shot for his last
For
rock.
his
yeah.
last rock, yeah. It's good to have a look at. And especially the way the Swiss stone, the previous one went, it ran straighter,
Mm.
and they caught the outside guard.
Yeah, that one was a huge miss.
Yeah. So if he can get round here into that 4-foot, it would really kill
Yeah.
Scotland's end, but he does have last stone here. So test the line, test the weight with his first.
Warte, wo?
Achtung!
It's really important to get that line and weight combination perfect on that shot.
Lieve Michi zien.
It's also a little fast, huh?
The sweepers are.
Fast and wide, maybe? Is it a bit wide?
Oh, it's hung on the yellow as well.
Looks really fast to me.
Well, he's cut out 2 Scottish counters, Scotland lie 2, but he's looking confused.
Yeah, looking confused.
But he's got
Why
this.
did that run
Do the
straight?
port double roll. We still score 1 with this. So he's really got nothing. Apart from this straight raise.
Wide, like kind of hard weight and chips that one he just tapped in sideways.
Well, I think one thing's for sure is that the center,
What would we do?
the weight of the center is nicely blocked.
What you guarding there? His straight tap.
But then at the moment, he's got absolutely 0 on this side of the sheet. The only thing he's got is this straight tap. On this side, all he's got is this yellow.
This is very tricky, like.
So he plays the run onto that, right? He might spill it in and cut us to 1.
If we played this,
I was thinking about this.
takes
Yeah.
away the tap
It also opens up his draw to here, though, if we don't get
if
it
we
right.
roll too far.
So we just guard this tap then.
That or is this too risky?
Well, if we over curl, we chip the red. So hopefully it still leaves it covered in that yellow.
Even if we wreck the red one?
Yeah, hopefully it still covers this.
Aye. So it means he's trying to play a...
So he's saying this is open.
He's maybe got a potential triple for 2.
So the shot, so we're thinking guard this yellow, or we come through and play this wee bump.
As good as we're sitting, my only thought is this is hard laying the 4-foot.
I know, but how does he beat it?
I know.
This tap.
Yeah, I think that they're...
Unless he can get a curl to get this through this port, but jeez, let him do it.
It's quite true that the only shot
I'd rather
Schwaller
see
has
him
is
make
this
that
tap.
one than this-
Yeah, I think the
than
tap
this
on
one.
the shorter guard is the one that will get him the short rock, whereas the other side,
Well, he can
that's
play...
a very difficult tap on that yellow past the red into the 4-foot.
Yeah.
So as Glenn says, leave him that if that's what he makes.
He's probably got that
Glenn's
long
happy
tap.
to force a 1 here.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd rather steal right now, but
I don't mind, like, I'm just saying that...
Well, I
it's
mean-
hard
I
laying the 4-foot,
personally
so
would
it
like
doesn't have to
probably
be
the
that
guard
good,
on the
but
yellow.
every tap.
I think it's the easiest shot in the end. Also, if you think about it, it's a really simple shot. I mean, he could try maybe and get the situation better for himself, but the shot would be much harder.
The last thing he wants to do is open it or make
Yeah.
it
Through
easier
and
for
tap it
Switzerland
there, you
by
almost
trying to
give
be too
yourself a
clever.
guaranteed steal, like,
That-
he has to tap it perfect to the lid.
Right, okay, let's go for the tap then.
The straight tap on the yellow,
That's where you gave me for the draw. isn't it?
Schwaller knows that that's hanging straight. He knows that line. He's just come down it with the last 2 stones there.
Yeah.
You saw theirs that had a wee bit of run.
'Cause
Did absolutely nothing.
We switched Kami's one there. Sorry, we switched your one to get it to where it
So
was.
we're coming into here then.
I think we can, aye. We're not really needing much more weight, eh?
Well, no, I'll just throw like maybe a couple of feet only.
Like a dead top 4 weights.
If I end up landing, if I end up light, it's no disaster, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not so convinced. There's a little too
When
much
you-
talking going
Yeah,
on.
there you see the situation. That yellow on the right, just short of the house. That's a straight tap for
Just that, if we
Switzerland to
end
the
up light
4-foot.
here, then it's no real biggie.
So if Scotland guarded that, what else would he have? The yellow on the left there, but he's got to negotiate it
We need
past
a
the
few
red
feet
to the
on,
4-foot,
only a few feet on it.
which is a very difficult shot.
I think that's maybe
Well, I agree that the shot he picked, I mean, if he makes it, he'll be, I think, nearly 100% sure to steal.
happy enough that it's in.
But it's so much more difficult than the guard.
Yeah, this looks great,
Yeah.
but if he gets a straight result like Switzerland did,
Yeah.
he could open it up,
Yep.
and that's certainly not what he wants to do. So if he comes in here and splits his perfectly, great.
No line. Whoa line. No Tom, whoa.
Cammy only.
We only. Line's good.
So happy with line now.
Got Tom. Hi. Whoa.
Wanting to tap his red.
It looks close.
Hi.
Looks pretty good. Ooh,
Oh,
that was really close.
great shot.
That's a really
great
good shot.
result.
Yeah, great result.
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
good. They like that one.
Yeah, he got that extra. He took
Yeah,
the risk and
He
made
took the
it.
risk. Absolutely.
So yeah, Glenn Muirhead more efficient on draws than takeouts in this game, and that was our 2 perfect draws he made there. First one
2
top
great
8,
shots.
and this one was. Well, you can see when it goes through the hole there. There's not much
There's
space.
not a lot there.
Yeah,
And that was the last thing they could possibly do there, was split that open. So a great shot, great result.
so
Je gaat nu een beetje zaak zijn, ja.
Schwaller in the uncomfortable situation of playing against 4. But I think there might be a good angle though, huh?
Yeah, just with the red moving slightly over there, now the angle on the yellow, but it's his only option to use that stone.
Yeah.
Goed. Jollen Chinese met
It's true that now he's got that tap on that right or
Ja,
left
moest wel.
on this side there. He's showing.
Mijn stuff.
Yeah, before it was tighter to push that back past the red, whereas
Yeah.
now it's more open. But he can't see the whole yellow stone.
Yeah.
It's not an easy shot.
Inderdaad. Precies straight. Soms eerder dan die Tot in de nacht.
So Scotland lying 4. Yannick Schwaller, last stone of this fifth end, going for a tap on his own yellow to try and angle it into the forefoot. Trying to cut down Scotland counters.
Those are not your favorite shots when you're number 4.
Whoa!
No.
No.
Whoa!
Even though if you make those kinds of shots, it feels really great.
Yeah, great to make them.
Yeah.
He's
Not
looking a bit worried here. Is it going to curl enough?
I cuts him down at 2, I think.
2. Great effort.
Yeah.
A steal of 2 for Scotland.
Yeah.
So Scotland now lead 5-2 after 5 ends.
Minus 2. Minus 2. Jongens, dat is veel meer, veel meer. Ik meen, ik speel zo graag dood hier. Es kommt nichts, kein Stein. 3 Steine nacheinander kennen. Meine war auch noch scheiße. 4. Gell? Und nachher auch so etwas, da müssen wir besser holen.
Ja, ja.
Müssen wir einfach Risiko nehmen, oder?
Ja. Okay. So you think you're quick? You think? Maybe time it.
I'll shoot the other side. Give us
10. I think 10 is going to be good for top 4.
Cammy Smith gets us underway at the 6th end.
Fairly
Great
positive.
steal there by Scotland of 2. A few errors from the Swiss team, 3 in a row, and Scotland really capitalised.
Back 4.
2 great shots from Glenn Muirhead and a steal of 2.
Tight there.
Just sliding back of the house for Cammy. Switzerland will straight away put up their guards. They really need to get a 2 back here to stay in the game.
Wie is goed?
Okay. 2. 2 bis 3, 2.
Zullen er veel?
2. Okay.
Oh,
2.
oh, langer.
Du, wenn, hä? Ja, okay.
Oké.
Is goed. Goed op.
Cammy Smith had a great game so far today. Good control of his draw weight.
Where is it?
Just looking for this top 4. It's sliding on. Just back tee.
Machen wir noch eine oder so eine Freeze Tap?
Von mir aus können wir schon einmal so.
Gut.
Yep.
Switzerland initially looked at freezing the Scottish counter, but decided to put up another corner guard.
Yeah, Switzerland have their backs against the wall now, so they.
Vliegen.
I think they really have to score 2 now. It's the 6th end. They're 3 down.
Okay. Good.
And actually, they have a pretty good setup now. They got 2 corner guards. Well, those can be doubled though. But 2 rocks behind the tee line. And at this point, all the rocks in play help the team that's behind, especially the rocks behind the tee line. So Scotland has to be a little careful there.
Clean,
It's
Cammy.
a good view of Thomas Muirhead
Good way.
aiming at
Real good
Glenn's
way.
Only
brush.
Cammy.
Yeah, actually, I really like this view.
I know, it's really smart.
Yeah.
2.5. 3.
Right over, Carl.
It's a perfect
We're
weight.
just looking for this just close to the rings. Ah, plays that well.
No, on a 5, sir. A wee bit high.
Does leave the opportunity now though for Switzerland to come round that and freeze the one on the 4 foot.
Yeah.
But then you could see Scotland guarding that and say, well, here, you have your one then.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's one of those key shots,
Linie
right?
Poolplaats.
That one has to
Watch
come
out.
roughly well.
Nee. Ja, je is zo tankt. Tia, tia.
Yeah, this is important
Oh,
now to get
oh.
in here.
Oh,
Lie shot.
hello.
Looks fast and wide again.
It's going to bounce off it.
Not a great result for Switzerland. Yeah, I think a little bit of frustration there.
Wheel shot. What you want to do? Double peel the yellows.
Whatever you like. I don't know.
Rolly, double peel the yellows and at least Kyle a run if we need it. He doesn't have it at the moment.
Yeah, I think I agree.
Yeah,
It's probably
it's Scotland remembering,
Slightly
play the
less than
scoreboard,
that.
we're 3 up.
He's just
You
gonna
know,
slide
we
and
don't
draw
want to
in,
leave
like,
cover for Switzerland to use. And that red's
Oh,
close
yeah.
enough to the rings for Scotland to use if they get into trouble.
Yeah. And I like their way of thinking. Yeah, peel those yellows and let Kyle do the run back. So trust.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Trust in each other. Thomas will just double rip and then Kyle will play the raise.
Of course.
Oh, just lifted the one.
We just
Yeah.
left it too long.
Ja, nochmal. Wie die other.
Linie is super gezien.
So this
Yeah,
is
how do we
a
make it
chance
happen?
now. Switzerland need to make this
Yeah.
perfect
Keep up.
freeze in here if they want to set up their 2.
That one's really important. Oola. Did it pick?
I don't know, but he certainly spun the handle. You can see the rotation there on the stone.
Hey,
It's really spinning.
Achtung.
Actually, looks not that bad.
Whoa. Zo lang niet. Freeze, hè. Linie is goed. Cello.
I think they can't believe it.
My goodness,
Yup.
It's perfect.
it's perfect.
Well, that's all you needed, just to pick or something. I don't know.
He obviously felt it grabbed
Yeah.
something as he was sliding and kind of spun it out
Yeah.
to try and get it off it, but certainly a very good result.
That's the shot, isn't it?
So you can see there when it coming in, the handle's really spinning, lots of rotation. So Tom, oh,
Good. Do you hear me shouting?
Thomas
forward?
and Cammy were piling into that, but unfortunately the raise just
Huh?
Ich
Go,
will
go.
so.
Was?
Ich will auch so, ja.
just too thin and misses everything in the house.
Hier, gauw.
Ja, aber dann können wir noch zweites Mal so.
Is goed.
Doppelt abgehen.
Is goed voor mij.
Was?
Yeah, I think now's maybe the time to go behind the corners, indeed, yeah.
It's going to be difficult for
You think it
Scotland to
goes-
remove those yellows.
Met
It's not.
voor 4.
Yeah, I think actually this is a really good opportunity for Switzerland there. They can get at one like half in the 8-foot shot that red rock there at the back of the rings, buried behind the corner guards. I think the Scots would be forced to play on the rocks in the middle
Okay, Achtung!
because they're 3 up and it's the easiest shots to hit, right?
Yeah, they're going to go for the open ones.
But the way the angles are, probably that Switzerland will get an easy chance for a double or something. That looks a
Is
little
this going to
fast.
sit down?
Has to stay at least in. Oh my God!
Oh,
no.
that's missed opportunity there.
Yeah.
It's after the last end, he came up short,
Yeah.
and he's just maybe overcompensated there.
Yeah, and sometimes you can get caught also inside out. Could be a little faster. I don't know.
So it gives Kyle Smith now the opportunity to try and clear things up here.
Yeah, that removes a lot of pressure on Scotland.
Perfect.
Yeah, great shot.
Just touched enough of the red.
Schwaller a little frustrated apparently.
Slid better,
Scotland lie too. How an end can turn around.
Yep.
He's kept sweeping or not swept.
Just need 2 rocks.
So take 2. Try and draw around this setup they've got in the corner. They've got 2 corner guards out there. They really need to use them.
Michael Brunner to come with that really important shot.
He's past the guards. Has he got the weight to get in for second shot?
It looks like a really good shot there. I think if he's lying second,
Yeah,
I think he
that's a
is,
great
yeah.
shot.
That's a really great shot. Yeah.
So now Scotland have that decision to make.
Yeah. Michael Brunner finally helping out his skip there after I think 3 misses in a row.
He'll be just wishing he'd done that with his first one.
Yeah.
So this is the big decision time. Scotland need to weigh up. Do they guard their shot in the 4-foot? Do they draw around and half check that yellow?
Yeah.
The guard's never going to beat this, so
I don't think they have a run back right with the angles on the guards now.
No, it's perfectly buried behind the staggered guards.
If he welds on you, you're just guarding again, and then
exactly.
He's probably running maybe the corner or one.
Play that.
I think that's
Okay.
roughly the
What do you
only
think?
shot they have, right? It's already skips rocks.
Yeah.
It's money time.
As you say, the ice is quite swingy today, and to guard perfectly on that is very difficult.
Yeah.
That's okay.
He can draw around here, and
Slightly high of
if
it,
he
so
lies second
'cause
shot,
if we go a little deep, he's going to play this.
as long as he doesn't go a wee bit deep and leave a double,
Yeah.
then if he can half check the yellow
Yeah, for sure.
and lie
Same.
2,
As long as
just
we
sit.
2, that's
Yeah,
important.
as long as we set 2, Glenn says. That's the key.
that about right?
I think it looks a lot.
Just don't want to take too little.
That draws a lot here at the end.
Yeah.
So tell them they're just sweeping for top 4.
Yeah. Take it here less then.
I was thinking edge of button.
This top 4 weight. We're just wanting to sweep it for top 8.
Yeah, well, I think the ideal shot is to have that little angle freeze and be shot.
So Glenn played 2 great draws at the last end. Just needs to come in here, level with his other red.
Top 4's the weight, boys.
Clean. Yep.
Real good line.
Have a look, guys.
On the brush. Stay close, Tom. Perfect line. Perfect
Oh,
line.
oh, line. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Just a wee nick.
Few feet too heavy.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think there is. There's a double.
Links side user.
There's got to be something.
Das
Links
andere
side
das.
user.
Looks like the yellow's still shot. At least from here.
Yeah, he didn't nick. He just literally
Mm.
nicked it.
Von der Board, du runtergefallen,
So
jetzt
Scotland
die
lie
Linie
2. Switzerland need to make a play on this.
Heck. Finde ich nicht so blöd.
Weg. Wo ist das? Ja. Und schon ich finde es gut. Ja. Was willst du eigentlich? Heckboard?
Heck.
Heck.
Etwa 4 Bereiche.
Ja. Mit Heck bleibst du recht schnell stehen. Für Board auch okay.
So they're having a look now that they did nudge the yellow, but from here certainly looks as though yellow's third shot.
Yeah.
Because they virtually just rubbed
Das
off
ist der
it.
Center.
So Yannick Schwaller's first stone, the 6th end.
Ja. Wow. Jan. Hey.
Playing a down weight,
Wow. Rennen.
trying to get a result with his shooter.
Yep.
Just to get behind the cover. Oh, he just nudged the yellow as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, and I think now is for sure that that yellow is not shot anymore.
Surely.
It's not shot.
For sure, aye. We just have to forget about what we can see. It's just a wee tap, isn't it? Back line tap. So that was
We
that
just
was the,
took there.
that was the draw.
That was the draw there.
Did we take as much as that?
Yeah.
Did we? So if we're playing what, a few feet more? Centre line. Okay. You reckon?
So just on back line.
I'm only just adding a few feet, like the last end.
Because you were a nice tee weight there.
Enough? It doesn't matter if it doesn't go out really, as long as we end up laying
No,
three.
you only need to bump it 3-4 feet.
Yeah. Aye, it's just similar to the last end, just a couple feet extra just to get that bump.
So Glenn's now at the hack. He knows he can't see the whole yellow stone.
Think that's still too much, Kyle?
Wants to just
Yeah.
tap it back. Just tightened up his ice a wee bit. Gonna play a back ring weight just to tap it back.
Yeah, I think the ice should be more or less great. Top of that with sweeping.
Easy, Tom. Whoa! Whoa, Tommy! Hard, Tommy!
Keeping off it
Good.
just now.
Head down!
Starting to
Clean.
curl.
Yeah, keep going, keep going! Right to it! Right to it! Hard! Whoa there, whoa! Roll that in a little. Shot.
Ah, that's a great result.
Yeah, that's
So
a great
the-
shot. I think there's.
I still don't know about that third shot. It's still pretty close with the yellow and red, but they definitely lie too.
Can he make three?
Ja.
He just rolled more to the centre. Ideally, he wanted to tap back and sit on the nose.
Yeah, I was sure, yeah.
Ja, inzwischen machen wir immer der da.
Yeah, is there a triple? It could be, but you gotta throw real hard, I think, to get that.
But even if he takes the double,
Nase?
you know, who is lying that third shot right now?
I think both teams seem quite certain that the red is shot. Reds are lying 3 now. Well, Schwaller, I think, playing the all or nothing shot.
So last stone, 6th end, facing 2 or maybe 3 Scottish counters.
Is it close? Oh, just made 2. That was close.
Very close. but removes the 2, so they're having a look at that other counter.
Well, I think there was a possibility for the third, but for the triple, I mean, but it was really tough.
It was tough.
Yeah, it was really tough.
So a score of 1, 6 then for Switzerland. Scotland lead 5-3 after 6.
Für das Eis müsst ihr noch recht viel machen im Fall. Gehen wir 3? Solche Entscheidung. Nein, das ist... Ja. Das zieh mal durch. Hard. Ja. Mal locker 3 wischen. Ja. Ist schon fast 3.
So 7th end, Scotland are 2 up with the hammer.
Yeah, normal hack.
Switzerland have put up the centre guard. Cammy Smith going for Leeds' favourite shot, the tick. Can't remove it from play in the free guard zone, but he can move it to the side.
Yep.
Back line.
And this year is the first year with the 5 rock rule. Can't remove rocks in front of the house before the 5th rock has been played.
It's going to stay in play. Yep.
Biter.
Good result there. Opens it up. It means then it's in the house, and if another guard goes up, Scotland can hit that yellow in the house now, or go for another tick. But
Actually, that's a really perfect result. On top of that, he's got a corner guard that's really far on the side.
Yep.
Yeah, because sometimes you got to be careful when you got swingy ice not to have your corner guards too close to the center, because they could block the path to the forefoot, even though they're on the side.
Yeah, that was a great result from Cammy.
I don't know if you remember, it was I think it was the final of the European Championships when Anna Hasselborg had to draw the forefoot and rubbed her own corner guard.
On the high side, yes.
Huge drama.
So Scotland could hit the one that's open, but they're deciding to play another tick and open up the front. Cammy played it so well the first time, he'll just do it again.
A little bit more.
Better line.
A little firmer, Glenn.
Kyle.
He's saying it's a wee bit heavier, so need to catch a fraction less of the stone.
That looks pretty good also.
That's consistency for you.
That's a
Great shot.
exact same shot. That's really nice. Well, there was a time when those tick shots were considered really, really difficult, but now Leeds have been practicing them so well
So
that
much, yeah.
that they have a high percentage of success in those shots.
And it makes such a difference to the outcome of the end.
Yeah.
You know, when you are wanting to keep a clean end, if you can make those 2 ticks, when you're the opposition, you get frustrated because you're not getting your cover up. But it really makes a difference to how the end will, play out now.
Yeah. And in those kinds of cases now, the 5 rock rule doesn't change anything anymore, because now Scotland will play the 6th rock at the end, so they can already
Hey,
peel.
nein, Michi, nein, hat das locker.
They're trying it over the top. Eh?
Yep. Okay.
You do any with these reds?
Good throw.
How? You need to hit a fucking skinnier.
I think it will be very difficult for Switzerland to steal in the end if Scotland keeps up the nice peels.
Yeah, and with Scotland being 2 up with a hammer, you know, they would like to score a 2 here and close the game, but they can blank it, they can score a 1. They've got that cushion now.
Du müsst noch recht viel machen. Görle.
Görle?
Ja. Gut, nein, ist gut. Ist schon gut, wenn man da liegt. Ja, liegt schon weit da, ja.
Well, I think that the 5-rock rule changes things like, well, when you don't have the last rock and you're ahead, because the other guy has the chance to play 3 guards before he can remove them.
Yes.
So it's not a. I remember before, I thought it was a huge advantage to be, for example, 3 up without, because you could peel earlier. But now with that 5-rock rule, kind of changes. So I think you'd be better off blanking the send, keep the last rock, and you can start peeling earlier now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when your lead plays consistently good ticks like that, it makes your life a lot easier.
Yeah, at that level, it's just so important.
So Switzerland just need to persevere here, keep putting up the guards, try and force an error from Scotland.
Yeah.
Scottish quartet are a strong peeling machine when they're up in the game.
Well, and you're playing on good ice. I mean, the peels on the center are usually pretty easy. You got a big margin on the rock. I mean, and with good shooters, they're not going to be many missed. But you never know. You never know. You always got to hope.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotta go. Oh, you really gotta go.
I shouldn't have said there you go.
Commentators curse, Roger.
Yeah. You never know. Well, there you go. At least now the end is interesting again. Because
well, the only benefit from that mistake is it's quite a long guard, so even if Switzerland come round, Scotland could hopefully come round and tap it back.
Yep.
But a great chance now for Switzerland to put the pressure on. Both these teams have got 1 game left in their pool after this. They play later today.
Bring it in piece of 4, hè? Linie komt oké.
Looks pretty good. Got that big swing at the end. Actually, one option would have been to play a guard behind that red guard, like a short guard, for example.
Just close to the rings.
Yeah.
I've got almost a third.
So Kyle can see a third from the hack. So just playing a hack, tap back weight.
Yep. Hard! Hard! Whoa! Whoa! On the right.
Aired on the right side and took the guard.
Yeah. At least
But
he got
Switzerland
something.
can now put up a closer guard.
Yeah, because like you were saying before, indeed that guard was quite high up. It was not such a dangerous guard, and now it gives the opportunity for Switzerland to actually place a really good guard now. Slightly closer. I think the right spot would be just near that V of Valais. Let's see. Not too close, not too far.
Yep, and it's just getting the line dead right. So Yannick Schwaller hasn't had to play a guard in this game so far. Sweeper standing back.
Wow, never linje.
Who's Zeeman?
Whoa. Even klaar. Whoa. Never. Sit.
I think it's all right.
Yep.
Play a bump. After that, that's pretty good, isn't it, really?
Just over curled a fraction.
Just play like a...
Yeah, but I don't think that from the hack you can see very much of that
No.
rock. Maybe like a quarter.
If you want to throw less,
But it also gives Switzerland now the opportunity to come round it again, closer
No, I
to
don't-
the button to be
I'm
buried.
happy with this.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Well, anyway, Switzerland will have a shot to steal.
yeah, Scotland will be able to see. Glenn could see maybe just a third of that from the hack,
Yeah,
if that. So
I'm no throwing any.
just a hack weight tap back, like Kyle's. They've seen the line. They saw what happened with Kyle's.
yeah.
Stay close. Easy.
Room.
Left.
Thomas.
Big push, Tom. You got to go.
Hits it.
Right to it now.
Hits it hard.
Whoa. Roll the red a little.
That's a very
great
nice
shot.
shot. Very nice shot.
Good burst.
Yeah, really good to stay in, and you know, then it's Switzerland. They know they can't afford to lose a 2 here.
Yeah. I think
So do they take the risk and draw around the guard and go for the steal?
Yeah. It feels like Glenn is back in the game, much more confident. I think his 2 shots was in the 5th end when they stole 2 really nice shots. I think put him back on the tracks.
Yep,
Yeah.
stepped up performance in the second half of the game.
Also einfach so ran, ja genau.
And just a few errors from Switzerland, and Scotland capitalised.
Yeah, it's true that Scotland really managed to capitalize on Switzerland's mistakes. The opposite, Schwaller had missed that hit for 3 or 4. That was, I think, in the second end.
Yeah, the second end.
Nee, die is goed.
So Schwaller's last stone of this 7th end.
Was very, very wide.
He's going for the draw round. He needs to be buried.
But
Can't afford to show Scotland any of this stone.
it's gonna curl well. Not too deep, not too deep. I think he's
He's not
perfect.
overly happy with it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's asked a question now of
It's
Glenn.
pretty much exactly the same line. There's no point playing a tap.
Oh, it's well buried, huh?
It's well buried.
We don't need another shot. I think we're throwing the dead draw. One's enough. Oh no, we're throwing the dead draw.
well, you threw middle of 8 foot and you went there, and that was with a switch on cap on your first one. And
Yeah. And all we really need is that's good enough.
Yeah, this was
I
2
don't think
ends
the
ago
guards
coming
can ever
down
be
here.
played.
Yeah.
Glenn played his 2 good
Middle of
draws,
eight, is this?
so
Yeah.
he knows the line.
Time to play a
Let's stay
3rd
in
one.
draw, can we?
So there's the draw to beat. 3 up without.
Filthy. Cheating.
Dead T. Weight's not changed, has it?
No.
It's the same, eh?
So, final stone of this seventh end, Glen Muirhead, facing one Swiss counter. Needs to draw the button.
Traditional skips shot.
So it's
Clean.
up
Don't
to the
touch it,
sweepers
we've got no
now.
back in.
Don't touch it, boys.
You're throwing the dead draw.
Cammy only.
Dead draw.
Looks a little fast
15,
to me.
Stay close.
Cammy only.
Oh no, it's good.
Needs to bite the button. Ah, perfect. Great shot.
Yeah.
So, 1 to Scotland. Scotland leads 6-3 after 7 ends. Great draw from Glen Muirhead.
Well, is that right? They don't do it on purpose. Practice enough, you know what you're doing.
Exactly. Right, good.
See ya.
Good, great shot.
Well judged.
What's that?
Room.
So, Cammy Smith gets underway at this 8th and final end of the game.
Real high, guys.
Scotland are 3 up without the hammer. So, Switzerland with the hammer looking to score 3 to tie the game and take it into an extra end.
Nice sweep. Attaboy.
So, good weight there.
Just popped it here and release.
You want to play that?
So, coming into this game, Scotland had won 2 games out of 2. Schwaller was 1 win, 1 loss from his 2 games. And both these teams have 1 game remaining in the pool later on today. Obviously, both of them wanting to qualify for the quarter-final stages.
Well, if Muirhead wins this game, he's certain to qualify.
Yes. If Schwaller loses this game, he's going to have to win his last game and just rely on other games going in his favour.
Yeah, his last stone draw will be really crucial there.
Because it's not just a set 2 qualifiers from the group, it's across all 4 groups. So you've no control over what the other teams are doing and what their draw shots have been. You just have to control what you can control.
Well,
Yep.
just similar to what you threw your
Oh,
ticks
there's
at,
a-
really.
Interesting shot. Tick on corner guard.
Okay.
Give us a true heart.
I played them so well at the last end,
Yeah.
just being given another one now.
Well firm. Good
Big
weight.
line. Big line. Gotta go hard if you want anything.
It looks like he had a little inside out release.
Yeah, Kyle just trying to encourage it. Some curl, but no,
Yeah.
it just
Okay,
misses.
Cammy.
Yeah, I think he pushed it a little loud on
You're
his
pushing it a
release
long
and
way, though.
didn't come back.
He didn't miss it by much because he only just had to nick it.
Yeah.
Do you?
Sehr gerade noch, ha? Mit denen oder was? Nein. Für Linie haben wir nichts. Okay. Linie sind wir Meter nebendran.
So just looking to put up another guard here. Does that perfectly.
Is that in?
No. You can play the tap.
There's no much benefit of pushing it in
Yeah,
the
that's
rings
an
now.
uncomfortable situation now because the second
then.
cannot peel those rocks. Last year would have been possible, but not this year.
Yeah, and they
Slightly
haven't
this
mastered
side,
the
probably.
ticks
Yeah.
yet as much as the leads because they haven't
Yeah,
practiced it as much.
yeah, that's true. But the role of the second now is so much different.
Yeah,
I think
very much so.
Give it much.
you don't necessarily need to have a good peeler anymore.
Line's
They
good.
need to peel, but
Yeah.
they also need to play these delicate taps
Yeah.
and more draws.
Pretty good
So
weight.
yeah, every
We're almost
every
full.
position in the team
We
is
are
so
full.
important.
Yeah,
They've all got a huge role
Let's
to
not
play.
be dead side by side.
Hard then, get it behind it.
So this one's just come in a bit heavy. Just trying to take it behind their own.
once again, that's the rock behind the tee line. It's not going to help Scotland at all.
No. Stones are their enemies right now in the rings.
Yep. So now it looks like Schwaller is going to go play the dead draw behind his corner guards. He needs to get a 3 if he wants to stay alive in this game. Try and
Yeah, I got
get the
15.
extra end. Of course, it would still be a disadvantage if he got the extra end because they wouldn't have the last rock in that extra end, but it's better than losing in the 8th.
Absolutely, they'd be more than happy to take that
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I think they would take it if you propose it to them.
Mush, Albert. Mush, 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 mush. Door, 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 door. See your heart.
Ah, great draw there from Romano Meyer. Right in behind cover.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
So now we'll see Scotland peeling.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
There's a good shot.
Yep, nice peel. Still slides with the corn broom. He's tuck delivery.
Nah.
I wonder if it's the right moment maybe to tap this, hit this rock in the center.
Then just
Could
double
just
left
maybe
eye
try
off.
and draw another one behind the corner.
Down the bump
Go.
style. Yeah.
12.
Yeah, if he puts another one round the corner, Scotland are going to peel the corner guard.
Mm.
And then he might make a play on the centre one. But then his yellows are going to be quite close together.
Yeah. Anyway, they'll have to hope for a Scottish mistake at some point in this end. That looks a little fast and wide.
It does.
Nein, nein, nein,
Is
nein,
it
nein.
gonna-
So weit,
Oh.
so weit weg das geht.
Ooh,
Linie
it's
ist noch gar nicht.
Oh,
it braked a lot. Yeah, I think
Oh, oh.
what happened to that one?
pretty good. Well, it's too bad. It would have been interesting if they had swept just to get the biter.
Tight one, eh? 'Cause it'll probably take a
Can you
long
see
while.
that now?
I've got half.
We'll lose this, like.
Yeah,
I wouldn't worry about losing your stones. There's
Yeah.
too
Short
many
one
stones
again.
are
I think so.
Well,
an
actually, they
enemy
could,
to Scotland, so
They
go
could-
less weight then if we
They
go
could
less
get rid of that
weight.
yellow by hitting off their own red also.
but I think here they go for the yellow in the house, and
Whoa.
if not, you take the guard.
Yeah. Can you go right between them?
That intern does curl.
Tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good enough result.
Results, eh?
Opens it up.
Das ist ganz schlecht. Und das ist die
Yeah.
hier.
Yeah, I think at that point of the game, for Scotland, the idea is really to keep it simple.
So? Dann knallt und dann können wir die brauchen.
Und er hat Lust, die Doppel zu machen.
Ja, einer geht dann immer.
Wieso? Was ist, wenn er einen Switch schießt und so macht?
Ja, aber der wird doch noch voll auf der Innenseite drin bleiben. Willst du probieren? Ja. Ja, ich weiß noch.
Wir müssen auf solches Zeug locken.
Mhm. Also wird's, aber dann müssen wir fast so und der tut einen Doppelnose.
Ja.
Das können wir machen. Ja. Gerade von der Gale
So.
in auf Doppelnose. Ja, finde ich gut. Rein, also, ja. Ja. Nicht verstecken, ich kann ganz, also straight von der Gale. 12.
Halbe Nacht.
12. Fein, ne? Normal fein. Jetzt die Gähe habe ich noch genug.
Linie ist gut.
Easy.
Wie schnell?
Nein, darf nur 80. Aha. Nur 8 Beißen. Wo?
Was ist
Wo?
wirklich?
8 Beißen.
Nie bounce. Freeze. Yep. Oh.
So just frozen on top of their own yellow, so it doesn't make it easy for Scotland to remove the two of them. But if Scotland can remove one,
The angle, you're not getting rid of two.
Yep.
Just a fraction inside nose is good.
Just stay on top of it.
Pretty much. If you just check here, it's perfect.
Barrier.
Yeah?
yeah, that's a good result.
You want less?
You saw his last one curl quite a bit,
Yeah.
so taking plenty of ice.
Yeah, you just gotta make sure you make contact with one of those yellows.
Whoa.
Yep! Yes!
Oh, did they lose it?
Gotta go hard, Cammy. Hit it hard.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, we spring back.
Yeah.
That's the last two ends. That one's just like jumped a bit.
Ja, aber so, dass es dem ankommt und rausgeht.
So Switzerland now, how they've got to work out here. How are they going to get a 3 out of this end?
Yeah, that's gonna be a bit difficult, I think, right now.
You okay?
But you never know because they have all those rocks in play there they can use.
Enough.
But they still gotta hope for a Scottish mistake. Some jam or something like that.
But if they place this perfectly and check that top red, blocking the back yellow, make it difficult for Scotland to remove.
Yeah.
Can you make it? Oh, Achtung!
Michael Brunner's struggled a wee bit with his draw weight in this game today.
Dran blijven!
Cello. Yup!
They're gonna bump that yellow red a little bit. Roll in front. That's not too bad.
Makes the yellows more open for Scotland in a way.
Yeah, but I think that was a plan B because I was hearing Schwaller telling his players that was really fast.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
wanting just to sit on top and check it. And say Brunner struggled a bit with his draw weight today, and that was much heavier.
Yeah.
So let's just play this. And if we can bump this to here, then that
Yeah.
If we knows it, how do we get that out for the next one? He's going to then freeze the pocket.
Ideally, Glenn would be better springing
hitting that one first, though, are we?
these.
I'm half wondering of just slashing that in there.
Well, I think you gotta make sure already get rid of one of them.
Yeah, get rid of
That's-
one yellow and try and spring.
This
Yeah.
stays in the open and we compete with our last.
Well, he can get rid of both now, really, if he manages just to
It's quite thin.
thin
Centre line then.
hit.
All we need to do is just
Thinly
make
that
sure that
yellow.
that one goes. That or we do it the other way. Peel that one that way, but then you maybe bring in this shot.
I don't mind this. Just play this.
Half a rock.
Yeah,
This way?
you don't want to be too cute. At the end of the day, just
Half or
wants to
centre
remove a yellow
Yeah.
here from play. And if he can spring another away, then great.
Yeah.
Open it up.
I'm slightly surprised he plays it this way. I thought he would have maybe played it with the other curl. Try to make sure maybe to hit that rock, the open rock. Thought there was a little less risk. If ever he overcurls a little bit, there's a chance for a jam. I think he's going to come with the big weight, so probably one of them is going to go.
Yep. Hank. Whoa. Yep. Hank, you gotta go. Hard. Shot, Glenn.
Yeah, and that's, you know, it's opened things up. He's removed one from play.
Yeah.
That's now easier to remove.
Yeah.
Even if Switzerland draw around the corner here, Glenn's got an open hit.
Yeah, I think that was. Anyway, the shot was made, so
Yeah, it was perfect.
that was good.
Probieren. Ja. Ja, also können halt tut er nicht mehr, aber auch auf dieser Seite.
So what options does Switzerland have here,
Well,
Roger?
I think that Switzerland is a bit in trouble. They don't have much. They really. I think they just got to make sure they put a second shot in the house somewhere. Either if they manage actually to freeze perfectly with an angle, like just the right angle, so that there necessarily has the gem on the red behind, they could manage maybe to pull it out of the fire. But I think the chances are really, really slim right now. Anyway, you got to go for it.
Gotta go for it.
Yeah.
So first stone, last end for Schwaller. Needs to get the weight right, needs to get the angle right here to cause a problem for Scotland.
No Platz. Vorne
Ihn
4
ist
ist
nicht
gut.
so schlecht.
Oh.
Switzerland need to score 3 at this end to take the game into an extra end.
Oh, Achtung. Yep.
That's not too bad.
Just not enough.
Yeah, it's just a little fast, but still, there's a. This is a missable shot,
Absolutely.
so you never know. But I wouldn't count on that too much, to be honest.
Glenn Muirhead just has to remove one of these yellows from play.
I think if you come with the big weight,
You'd have to be very unlucky to leave both yellows
yeah,
in the house.
Clean. Can't hurt it.
So Glenn Muirhead removes one yellow from play
Game.
and a win over Schwaller from Switzerland.
yeah.
A very strong performance from both teams at points in the game, and then missed opportunities and the opposition capitalised.
Yeah, the turning point of the game is really this fifth end, where Switzerland missed 3 shots in a row,
Yep, and that
and Scotland made those shots just behind.
One next to the can there.
Well, actually, 2 great shots from Glenn Muirhead, and that was it.
So, final score 6-3 for Team Muirhead over Team Schwaller. So, thank you for joining us. I'm Rona Howie and Roger Gulka. We'll catch you later. Bye bye for
soon.
now.